Hello, my name is Ioannis Disoglu. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create your very first mobile Android app. To get started, we need to create a new project. Go to File, select, let's cancel that. Go to File, select New, and then select Project. Make sure you select the mobile app Xamarin Forms and click Next. If you do not have Xamarin Forms, go to your installer and basically modify your installer and basically install the Xamarin Forms. You're going to do this by going to the installer. Let me show you this Visual Studio installer. Once the Visual Studio installer opens, you basically select the modify button. So click more, click modify, and then make sure you have selected the mobile development with .NET. So this is the Xamarin Forms. Make sure this is selected and basically click here modify to install it. Restart your application, okay, Visual Studio, and you should be able to see this option here. If there is too many options for you, drop down the list here, select C#, select all platforms, select mobile. Once you have selected mobile app Xamarin Forms, click next and name your application appropriately. So I'm just gonna keep, let's call this my flyout app. I'm gonna create a flyout menu app with from scratch, so I'm not gonna use this example here. I'm just gonna create from blank. So this, if you select blank as well, it gives you multiple options. I'm just going to still select Android and iOS. However, on this tutorial, I'm just going to concentrate mainly on the Android, especially for the icons and pictures. Okay, so I've got this in place. So I'm just going to collapse. Okay, let's tidy up a little bit here. All right. So here now we have the main page. So I'm going to collapse the main page. I'm going to open both the XAML file and the CSS file. Okay. And I'm just going to change the content page to shell. So I want basically my main page to be a shell, which will contain all the pages. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to delete the stack layout. I don't need this, and I'm just going to change the content page to shell. Like I said before, I want this page to be a shell to basically contain all my pages within. The next thing we need to do is basically press the enter key, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put xmlns colon, and then I will say local enter, local equals, and then select your mobile app. So this is my flyout app. So this is the name of your app. So make sure you select the correct project. Okay. So anything basically that I do are local forms and local pages. So I would like to basically place them here. Now you could actually add lots of other libraries here, but this will do for now. Let's press the enter key a few times here to leave some gap. And what we need to do here, we need to basically generate the flyout menu. So I'm going to put flyout item and enter, then type title. And then you can call this app wherever you want. So I'm just going to call it my flyout app. Press the enter key, then flyout displaying options. Will be as multi items, and then the shell dot tab bar is visible. We're going to change this to false. So by default, people will not be able to actually see the information. And let's close the tag here. And here we can add our items. So the first item will be shell content, and the title will be page 1. Then the content template, so where the basically page will come from. And then I need to put the path of the page. So I have not created the page yet. I'm just going to put that path there. Data template, space, local, colon, page 1. This is what I'm going to call this page 1. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to add an icon. And then I need to put the path for the icon. Just going to leave this blank. And then I'm going to put is tab stopped. And then I will say true. Okay. And then I'm going to close my tag. So I'm going to call another page here. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Okay, now I'm going to change this page 1 to page 2. And also, I'm just going to generate another page outside the flyout item. So the flyout item here, let's close the flyout item. Now you can close the flyout item like that. Make sure you close this, or the way I had it before. Now the reason why I'm closing the flight out item like this is because within the flight out I would like to have this as separate tags like buttons. I'm going to show you the difference between having them inside the fly out item tag and how to have them outside. So I'm just going to create now a new shell content. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it outside the fly out tag. And I'm just going to call this page. Oops, let's call this page 2. And this is page 1. So we can put spaces. It's only a title. And here I'm just going to call this page about. And I'm just going to rename this to about. Okay. So now I've got the content in place. What I need to do now, I need to basically generate the pages. To generate the pages, I need to right click on my flyout app, so on the main project, click add, select new item, and then it's going to be content page. I'm just going to leave this page 1, yeah, because I need page 1 here. Click add, and I'm just going to type here, welcome to my page 1. Obviously, you're going to call this whatever you like. Copy that. And I'm going to add a new page. So following the same process, so right click here on my flyout app, add, new item, content page, page 2 is fine. And I'm just going to rename the label here to page 2. And finally, I'm going to create a new page. And this page is going to call About Us or About. Make sure it's case sensitive, so I'll put capital A for About. And I'm just going to paste there, welcome to my About page. Again, you can customize this the way you want. I'm going to click here to save all the project files. And if I go to the main page XAML file, I've got the About page. So this is what I'm calling the About page. So make sure you have the letters capital A. So page 2. So I've got page 2 here somewhere. There is page 2. And I've got page 1. Page 1. Okay. Now I've got everything in place. As you can see here, even though I put a container for the icon, I've left it blank. We're going to download some icons in a minute. So click here to test the mobile app. Just give some time. This is a sample project that was working before. I was testing before I produced the video tutorial to make sure everything is working fine. Okay, give some time. Excuse me. So this is welcome to my page 1. So this is a new app. So if I click here, I could actually close all the apps. And then if I click and drag to scroll up, my app is called my Flight Out app. So this is the one here. Give some time again to load. And if I click here, I can see my fly out menu. So I've got page 2, and then I've got about. Okay, as you can see here, because these 2 pages are within my flyout, you can see a separator there. Okay, so if you would like to have multiple separators, this is how you're going to do it. Okay, or there's multiple ways to do it. Anyway, so that's the difference between having basically the button within the flyout item and without. So let's exit this. Let's make it a bit more fancy. Okay. We're gonna visit a website now called Android Asset Studio. So click on the first link. I'm gonna also include this link onto the description of this YouTube video, and then select the last option here, icon generator. I'm just gonna download some icons here. I'm just gonna download this icon. Click select it, I click download. Then I'm going to select this icon here, click and download, and then I'm going to select, let's say, this icon, and then download. Okay, I'm going to select now open file. I'm going to double click here on resources. I'm going to double click on the first folder and then click and drag it to my pictures. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to close this now for the other ones. So I'm going to click open, double click on res, double click on the first one, click and drag to the pictures. Close this. And then finally, I'm going to extract the final icon. Double click, click and drag to the pictures. So now I've got my 3 icons. I need to expand the Android version. Double click on resources, right click on drawable folder, and then select add. Select existing item. And we are going to select the pictures, and you could actually highlight all the pictures and click add. And the pictures will be added here. Now, to simplify the process, I'm going to rename these images as A, B, and C. Okay, so now I can go here to my containers for the icon. I will say here, this is the A.png. This is the B.png. And this is the C.png. Again, for the iPhones, for iOS, we need to actually put, I'm going to generate another video tutorial on where you need to basically put the folder, the images to be displayed on the actual iPhone phones. Okay, we've got this there now. What we need to do is click here to test it. Just be patient, depending how fast your computer is. It does take a bit of time. Okay. And when you see the first page here, don't worry about it. It's going to reload. Yeah. So once it has reloaded the new changes, the new configuration, you will be able to actually see them. So if I click now the menu, I've got my first icon, I've got my second icon, I've got my third icon. So this is how you add in icons on the flyout menu. Okay. And this is how you generate in pages. The next thing I'm going to show you is basically adding background pictures on your pages. So to add a background picture, we need to go to and search for background pictures. This is for educational purposes, so make sure you do have the copyright of the pictures. In fact, I'm just going to create a background picture in Photopea, so no one can actually sue me here. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, select New. I'm just going to leave this as it is, that's fine, and click Create. Let's crop this because this is a mobile app, so let's put this there. Enter. It will stretch. If you want to excuse me, if you want to increase the size, the canvas size, you can do. So let's increase the no, in fact, yeah, let's make it 1200. Let's click on that to link, yeah. And let's add a new layer. So click here to add a new layer. I'm going to right click here and select delete. Okay, now we are going to select this option here and rectangle. For the fill, I'm just going to click here on gradient. I'm going to click on gradient and I'm going to customize this. I'm just going to change this to blue. Click OK. And yeah, this all right. So you can actually, okay, let's do it that way. If you want to actually apply a new sachet, just click below it and double click here to change the color. So you can select a different color. You can play around it. If I click here to add another sachet, okay. So I do this, click OK, and now I could actually use the gradient tool here. Oops, I've lost my. Let's use the gradient tool. Click here first. Let's double click here. Let's change this to blue again. Click OK. Let's make this white. Let's click here so we have the same blue here. Put it on the side. And let's click next to this to have another white. Okay. And let's click OK. And now if I click and drag, okay, I could actually have my gradient. So I'm just going to hold the shift key down while I'm clicking and dragging. So it doesn't matter if I go left or right. I'm going to have nice straight line. Okay, so this will do. I'm going to go to File and select Save As. So Export As. I'm just going to select JPEG. Click Save. And I'm going to show in folder. I'm just going to click and drag this to my pictures. And I'm just going to rename this as BG for background. I'm going to minimize this again, and I'm going to go here to my drawable folder. I'm going to right click and I'm going to add a new item. Oops, sorry, existing item. And I'm going to select my bg.jpg. And here at the top of each page, so I'm going to select page 1. I'm going to basically add a new tag. It's going to be a background tag. So I'm going to include here, no tag, sorry. I'm going to add the background. So I'm just going to type background image source. And then you need to specify the source, which is bg.jpg. I'm going to copy this, Control C to copy. And I'm going to go to page 2. And I'm going to go to the About page. Now if I save everything and I press play, just give some time to refresh. And once it has refreshed, I should be able to see my background. Okay, cool. So I can click there, I can go to page 2, I can click there, I can go to the About page, and so on and so forth. So what I would like you to do now, I would like you to spend some time and try to put some content, more content, generate more labels, and have a play around a little bit with this, with what you have learned so far. I hope you've learned something new today. I hope you will use these new skills to develop a very good and very attractive mobile apps. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.